I was talking about how people come up wearing black. She's wearing black, and she walks to the front door and she leaves. Now let's get her front. Let's get her tag. So I was just talking about how people come to the front wearing black shirts. So that's strange. She walks to the front door. I didn't get the clip of her. She never walked inside, and then she walks back to her car. She was carrying a smartphone and white earphones. She walks to the front door wearing black and then walks back. Those are indications that you're dealing with people that are involved in this type of stuff. So I'm gonna keep recording here so I can see if I can, so that way I can show more signs of possible gang stalking or community-oriented policing, which is done covertly. So I find it strange. A white vehicle pulls up once I walk out. A girl with a black shirt, a smartphone, and some white earphones walks to the front, stands there, then doesn't walk in and walks back. Really odd. Now I'm gonna share some clips from today. Now I don't want people to think I'm crazy because I see white cars getting behind me. But I encourage people to look at my other videos where I actually talk about this and look at the reports from other target individuals that state that they have been mobbed by people driving white cars. And you will also find it interesting that I made a video called Gang Stalking in America. When we look at my video, you will notice there's a part of the video where I zoom down on this area in North Lamar that has a bunch of white vehicles. Well, what happened the very next day after making that vehicle? I was followed around by a bunch of people in white cars. So I started having encounters with Citizens Corps, with women and people that would deny they worked for them, but then I would see them at that office. So they wear white earphones, they carry smartphones, they get out of white vehicles, and what I'm finding strange is that I have other videos where you see them getting out of their car, they walk up to the front, and they walk back to their car. Or they're waiting for me when I come out of the store, then they leave and start waving. So I'm going to add clips. I'm not making no accusations. This video is for pretty much for law enforcement, the community, target individuals, so they can do their own research. I don't have time to be following people. I don't get paid 6 digits to follow and harass people like these people do. So if anyone wants to do research on these tags and find out who they work for, that's fine with me. The only thing I know is that the probability of an event makes it mathematically impossible for a person to have 5 red cars parked next to them 8 times in a day. If you drive to any mall in any major city in America, you will not find that. And I talked to a guy that's involved in mathematics, and he used the probability of an event with the videos I'm not sharing on YouTube, and it comes up mathematically impossible unless someone was directing this harassment. So I don't want people to think they see 3 red cars next to them, they're being gang stalked. Or they go to a place and see a bunch of white vehicles, they're being gang stalked. Because when you look at like the Department of Justice, you'll see a lot of white vehicles. So you'll see a lot of white vehicles in a lot of areas. A lot of companies have white vehicles. But when you have it happening to you persistently, it makes you think. Now, that's pretty much it. I'm going to share my clips in this video. I'm using the title Department of Defense. That way I can kind of get some more attention. Because I've noticed that I have a video called U.S. Army Joins Citizens Corps. Excuse me, 1 second. Got an eyelash. Went my eye. And the video is called, I think it's called Citizens Corps or U.S. Army Joins Citizens Corps. And I had some encounters with this guy 5 times. Yesterday, I parked my car next door, and this guy comes running out. His name was Ernest. And he was using lingo only used by people in the military, preferably like the U.S. Army. So I find it really odd, and I have some stuff that I can't share right now because I actually live here. It's pretty damaging. But it suggests that these fusion centers and DHS use the military, businesses, and local police and neighborhood watch groups to conduct these operations. So I'm being harassed in the community, and the people sign non-disclosure agreements. They're not going to admit it to police. They're not going to confess. That's pretty much it. I'm not making no accusations towards any cars or any vehicles. I don't think that every time I see a white vehicle, I'm being stalked. But I know something's not right. I know something is not right because when I moved here, I had a house break-in, a knife mark was made across the table. And I have a police report about this. And then you look at my video called Unconstitutional Treatment in Citizens Corps, and you will see that I am being harassed in the city of Austin. When I went to the Echelon Building 3, to the DoD office, there was a sign saying Seton Hospital. When I go to CVS again to see if I have any cars get next to me, guess what? A black woman and a white man pull up, and I actually watched him. I was standing right in front of him. He laid a stack of papers, and on top of it, it said Seton, and then it said anxiety, the same diagnosis I have. Then I watched them place a bunch of flowers. They like go to like for a funeral home or for like a grave site. They placed it right on their dash. The only reason it did not come out is because when I have my camera on, I can't push it on reverse where it can record from the front side. So that's why it didn't come out. But you do get to see the vehicle. So I went to the police station just about 10 minutes ago and told them I got neighbors out here and I have. Person across the street, over down the road, over here, a couple of them have told me, say, hey, police have told us to watch out. They didn't mention what for. So I'm being harassed. I'm being harassed in the community, and these people try to make it look like it's normal, but it's not. So what is the coincidence of me going to that building to talk to the DOD, where it says Seton Hospital, and for me to have that same diagnosis of anxiety due to the gang stalking, for someone to pull up between red cars to see 3 red cars again? Go to any mall in America. It's mathematically impossible unless there's an organization, maybe like Citizens Corps, or organization with the capability to track people nonstop daily. They'd have to have a large amount of volunteers. Anyways, that's what I'm going through here in Austin. I'm being harassed every single day when I go out. Every single day.
When we look at these regional centers, who are they funded by? U.S. Department of Justice, Office of Community-Oriented Policing. This is not the same search results I had a little while ago, but I found a lot of people that were in the Freemasons that were actually involved in Homeland Security. It was quite a bit. And I'm reading this article here. You can check this out. It's from the University of Texas, and it's here's the link. I guess this magazine is called The Utopian. And when I scroll down here, you'll see that there's a part here. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is right here. And it talks about what they use, neighborhood actors. Now, we know that actors are actually taught scripts. You know, you can't be an actor unless you're playing a role. So it appears that the police are teaching people to play scripts. So I truly believe that a lot of this community revitalization is not humanly possible unless people are approached and are playing roles. So you have a lot of role playing going on. There's a lot of jobs in America where people are playing roles and they're confronting people, harassing people. So the police aren't willing to do it, so they're using people. And in many cases, they're not getting paid. So I want to keep going on here. I actually found this on my front doorstep. And about 2 months ago, and I parked my car nearby that apartment, not on purpose, but I had to park somewhere. At night, there's hardly no parking. And a guy named Ernest came across, who was living across the street, came out once I parked my car seconds later, which indicated to me that he was most likely observing the parking lot and monitoring the parking lot. Because I've had harassment happen once I walk out the door, seconds later. So what I find strange is that he started talking about things that are only affiliated with the United States Army. So there was a lady that moved in, and one day my computer was being hacked. And when I went downstairs, the lady came 12 inches from me with the computer in her hand, which I found very strange. And I had just lost the computer, and she gave me this real smirky smile. Well, guess what? The same guy, Ernest, where this lady lives at right here, did the same exact thing to me, which I have experienced at North Lamar at the Fusion Center over there, where I had made a complaint against gang stalking while talking to the Joint Counterterrorism agent, and all of a sudden was harassed out there, and he noticed it and held that woman until they can get a report. So we also see the FBI has a history of also harassing people. It's a good video. Go check it out. And then we see that DHS, they have an Office of Civil Rights and Civil Liberties, but we know that's all a bunch of hogwash. It's like writing a Department of Justice and asking for help. You know, what are they going to do? Now, we know that every single person that's been gang stalked has never been helped by Department of Justice. So hold on one second. I'm trying to cover up my information here because I want to share something with you guys that comes from this Department of Justice manual. So just bear with me one moment. And then when we look at the fusion centers, here's the paper I want to get. We see there's a massive movement. And this is what this movement includes: the military, fire, EMS, criminal justice, banking, agriculture, retail services, stores. So this is to make us live in a prison. We're not free no more, people. Everywhere you go, you can be monitored. So let's look at this. This is from the United States Army. So we have Citizens Corps has joined with the U.S. Army. And we see from the fusion centers that's the case in that article. And then when you look at my video called Citizens, U.S. Army and Citizens Corps Pray for America, so my other channel, we see this card that's popped up numerous times has an email address that points to the United States Army. I've had numerous encounters with this man in remote places in a city with over 1 million people. I just don't see it possible that we can have so many encounters like that. So isn't it strange? I got U.S. Army here. I got someone here that banks at a Navy and Army place. Someone put that on my doorstep. I guess to kind of give me a hint, but I'm not going to go over there. So I find this all strange. And then we see everything. We look at everything with the Department of Homeland Security. We see that it's all tied to representatives. And then I want to share something else interesting. I want to cover my information up here, my personal information. But hold on one second, and just bear with me. So I went to a school called Cybertex, and as we see here, let me cover my information. But they made me sign a paper to explain why I was leaving due to a house burglary and a stalking complaint. I need to take time off to get my stuff together. So I lost $18,000. I just lost last week. I lost another $6,000. I mean, I've lost so many scholarships. It's unreal that in just 1 year. I went to school and I was being harassed in the school. So we see that there's active. Right now I'm about to go in the Inspector General's office over here. I'm an investigator, so I can't let them see I have a phone. I think it's illegal to record. So what I'm actually going to do is just have the phone laying down, but where people can hear. So you'll actually be able to hear my conversation. I'll point the camera while I go in there, then I'm going to have to put it down and cover it. Okay. Now he said it was 3:10. So it's not here. Now let me take a chance. Let me see if they're open. Oh. Actually, this is not it. So I'm gonna have to look. MDA. I'm gonna have to look to find this address.
Let me see. Current diagnostics. Echelon space. Hey, sir. I was just looking for the Department of Defense. It says Echelon. Maybe I'm at the wrong building.
What are you looking for?
It's Department of Defense, the Investigator General. But it says 310, but I didn't know.
It's OPM, sorry.
Oh, okay. So it'd be.
I'll show you.
Okay. Yeah, it's really hard to figure my way out around here. So it's actually the next door, or?
No, you're in the right place, right floor.
Mhm.
It's where they do all the background check and stuff.
Okay.
So right there, you ring the doorbell and.
All right. All right. Is this the Department of Defense investigative office? Well, actually, I need to talk to someone that maybe it's like the investigative general or someone I can file a report because I've had a problem with a group called Citizens Corps, and I've gotten over 500,000 views, and there is videos showing people from the United States Army actually involved, and I looked on the website, and it says Citizens Corps in the U.S. Army, so it actually shows 3 people. It's a long story. I like to show them. Is that it? Because
we're OPM, we do background investigation, so we're not affiliated.
well, the Department of Defense website actually states that this is the investigative office for this region, for this whole area.
Do you want to talk to the supervisor?
Yeah, that'd be
Just 1 second.
okay. See their line. See, this is background checks. The OPM. This is it. How you doing, sir? Yes, sir. I issued a group called Citizens Corps a while back, and I went and I seen it. The United States Army has a agreement with Citizens Corps, and I have a video on YouTube. It already has like over 500,000 views on my videos. But what I find strange is that I've ran some of the tags because I had in a city with 1 million people, a guy from the U.S. Army followed me 3 times in a day, and
We don't have anything to do with the Army.
they don't. Do you know if they haven't? The Inspector
We're a
General.
federal agency, but we're not associated with the Army in any.
Oh, okay, because I was looking for the OIG, I guess they call it the U.S. Army. It's supposed to be at this building, but I don't know which room.
I don't think it's in this building. I've never, the only 2
Okay.
agencies I know that are here are us and the FDA downstairs. The third.
Okay, so when I went on the Department of Defense website, it says OIG, Department of
Office
Defense.
Inspector General.
Yes,
Mhm.
so it says this building.
There's the only OIG in this building possibly is on the 2nd floor with the, I think it's the FDA.
Yeah, okay, I'll check that then.
We don't have anything to do with
So
it.
actually, I went there, but their office is closed, and I went to another one. So it just comes out Department of Defense 310 Echelon, and then there's Seton Healthcare.
Yeah, they used to have, well, there actually was, yeah, where Seton Healthcare was.
Yes,
The OIG for,
it was the
it
U.S.
was a fraud
Was it fraud?
unit.
Oh, okay.
It was a fraud unit. They investigate fraud cases. They were in there up until last year, then they moved out, and I have no
Okay.
clue where they're at.
So they haven't updated the
No,
DoD
they haven't
website.
updated the site yet.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, you can try calling, call Fort Hood up in Killeen.
All right.
I don't have a number for them. If you look them up, you can find them. They may be able to direct you where you need to go.
If you ever vehicle. So that sounds suspicious. Now, if you were to see a bunch of people coming out wearing black clothes, know that something is going on. So let me see here. Now we got this one guy here. He's been sitting here since I've been here. Have to be volunteers with Neighborhood Watch or anything?
No.
Okay, because I've gone to 3 different places and I'm having problems with people in red cars pulling up where I'm at. And I talked to a guy at the University of Mexico that says it's mathematically impossible.
Oh.
So it's happened over 8 times in one day. So I'm gonna get your VIN number. I'm gonna research you people.
Never heard that.
Now they put flowers here. I find this real strange. Now look at this. This is their tag, and it says the U.S. Cold Civil War. Built. Let's see, and look at this. All these stickers and stuff. I found this really weird. This is day 2. Now look at this. It's really, really weird. See, look, there's 3 cars. 3 cars, red, and they pull up. Really strange. Here, 3 red vehicles. I want to show people the possibility of 3 cars being side by side in a mall parking lot area. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna walk around and you're gonna be able to see how in this area you don't see 3 cars, 3 red cars, nowhere. Now, what I find strange is that when I look at my videos, and a lot of them that I'm not sharing, when I drive around a mall with over 1,000 cars, I don't see that pattern nowhere at all. Now, we are at a shopping plaza with approximately, I would say, about a good 1,200 cars. Now, we don't see a pattern of 3 cars side by side in this whole entire mall, in the shopping plaza. So that means that if I'm recording this consistently recording the same pattern of 3 red cars, that means that I am being stalked. So the people will use old people, they will use kids. Yes, the police and these agencies will use kids. So isn't it something? We've passed by a shopping center with over 1,200 cars that can fit this parking lot, and we don't find 3 red cars that match. Now, the possibility of that happening is extremely slim. Now, I've had these encounters with red cars. I would say since I lived here in Austin, approximately 400 to 500 times. It's been hundreds. And I've gone to gas stations where every single car is a red car, or where a bunch of car wash, every person has the same model car and it's all white. So I am being harassed. 3 vehicles. 3 vehicles. Here, 3 red vehicles. Have to be volunteers with Neighborhood Watch or anything?
No.
Okay, because I've gone to 3 different places and I'm having problems with people in red cars pulling up where I'm at. And I talked to a guy at the University of Mexico, says it's mathematically impossible.
Oh,
So it's happened over 8 times in one day. So I'm gonna get your VIN number, I'm gonna research you people.
Never heard that.
Now they put flowers here. I find this real strange. Now look at this. This is their tag, and it says the U.S. Cold Civil War. Built. Let's see, and look at this. All these stickers and stuff. I found this really weird. This is day 2. Now look at this. It's really, really weird. See, look, there's 3 cars. 3 cars, red, and they pull up. Really strange. So that's not suspicious. Now, if you were to see a bunch of people coming out wearing black clothes, know that something is going on. So let me see here. Now we got this one guy here. He's been sitting here since I've been here.